Right. Wow. Thanks, man.
Finally, man.
Yeah.
We've been talking about this for so long, right?
Yeah. So this is yeah, podcast in the making, so to speak. So this is Nick. Is one of my dearest friends. I have learned, and I'm still learning a lot from him.
Likewise.
So, thanks. And Nick is here, and he's brave enough to share a little bit about his story, um, how he got depressed, basically, and what you have learned in your depression and during your depression. And yeah, now you are here. You're doing quite good, actually, and you have a lot of things
Feeling
still
amazing.
going. Yeah, yeah, no, yeah,
Yeah,
so right, yeah.
yeah.
So just before this, we also did like a couple of meditation and grounding and breathwork sessions. So we are still a little bit coming down now. So that is
True.
what you might see, but that's also part of the process. It's just how it is, right? So
Exactly.
everything
Like,
is good.
feeling super like relaxed right now. Like maybe if we do another, I'll be like blah, 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 blah,
Yeah.
talking quite a lot, to be honest, because
Yeah.
that's my energy lately. Feeling on top of the world right now, even though we're still at the beginning of everything. But
Yeah.
like when you've been low,
Yeah.
it feels really good to come out of it, of course. So yeah, I'm very appreciative, and also I want to thank you for inviting me as well,
Yeah, thank you for
and
being here. So.
and for doing what you do, obviously, and for the blanket.
Yeah,
It's really nice.
That's good, right? Yeah, because we are sitting outside, so just to
Yeah.
sketch the scenery. I hope everybody can hear us. So I'm trying to speak a little bit louder than I usually do. But we are sitting outside in our home, and it's raining, and we're building a roof over our heads. But it's always nice to be in the outside. I think we did the grounding exercise,
Mhm.
actually, right?
Yeah.
And shielding exercise in the rain, and it's just amazing energy, and also like the smell of nature and rain. Wow, it's something that just thinking about it makes me feel good. So
Yeah. You start to learn just appreciate the small things, right?
Yeah.
Like when you're so busy in your head, like you're always rushing and everything. Yeah, always this information overload that we're so used to these days.
Yeah.
And so really, you learn to appreciate like slowing down and just listening to the rain. You know.
Yeah.
Even though like a while back I could never imagine like appreciating this. You know.
Yeah.
So it's kind of cool. Shall I introduce myself?
Yeah, sure, please. Yeah, maybe
Um,
I don't know if it's clear enough, but a little
Yeah.
bit louder. Maybe
Shall I?
think just
Yeah,
to be
sure.
sure.
Yeah,
just,
usually I
just to
speak
be
really
sure.
loud. So.
Yeah.
Okay.
Thanks.
So my name is Nick. I'm 30, and yeah, I've been struggling with some, depression ever since I was like little, basically. I when I grew up, to be honest, I never really felt um, at home. Well, at home, I had a really nice kind of an alternative family, not in the sense that we were going to how you say it. It was just not an alter. It was more like how you say it. My parents knew how to appreciate the little things, but they
Yeah.
also liked to party a little.
Yeah.
So it brought me into like this. It was really weird for me the first time. For example, I had like a girlfriend, and I realized how normal families were.
Yeah.
But
Indeed.
yeah, like normal is just
Yeah.
just perspective, to
Yeah,
be honest.
true, yeah.
And yeah, so when I grew up, indeed, like I didn't really feel at place or at peace with myself. I always felt like really lost, you know, like an alien in my own environment always.
I feel you. Yeah.
Exactly,
Yeah,
man.
yeah.
And like when you're growing up, especially, and you're not connected to the right people, you think you're alone, you know. And as soon as you like grow older and older, you kind of realize that, at least that was for me, when you become an adult,
Mm.
you realize that everybody's acting like they know what they're doing.
Yeah, yeah.
But like eventually we don't really know what we're doing. Like there are like mainstream ideas and stuff like that, but trying to go along with what everybody wants just doesn't really work. So if you try to fit in, there's this singer who said, like, at the beginning of the song, he says like, here's my advice on how to try to fit in.
Yeah.
Don't.
Yeah, yeah, true.
And
Yeah.
like it took me a really long time to get this through, basically,
Yeah.
because I always like even when I've been depressed multiple times in my life. I've been suicidal multiple times in my life. Luckily, I came out of that, and I didn't take any medication or something like that. I always tried to find my own way. I also didn't want to worry my parents too much because I didn't want them. They had their own things going on, and my mom's been struggling with cancer. She's had cancer 5 times now. Also has been depressed for most of her life, like on and off. Even though she's a very lovely and amazing person, but same with her, alien in known world, you know. My dad is also Parkinson's, so like me and Tommy can really relate to each other on a really deep level, because it's crazy how many things. It feels like I'm talking to a brother every time we talk.
But it is. We are talking to.
We are
brothers, right?
Exactly.
So,
it's a soul family.
Yeah,
Man.
true. Yeah, no, but that's what it is, and that's also like the goal that we both have with this podcast and the other projects that we are both working on. We're working on the same goal. Same mission.
Exactly.
So yeah, I will share more of Nick's work in the future if he's or when he's ready.
Yeah, sure.
But just quick to explain a little bit more. My mother last year has passed away, and she had Parkinson's amongst others. So yeah, that's just something that matches, but also a lot of good things match.
Exactly.
We are always on the same frequency, almost always.
Yeah.
I think always.
Yeah, man.
Probably always, right?
Yeah. So strange. We met each other in the gym, and every time we saw each other, we were talking for like hours straight. You know, it's insane. So it's like, hey, maybe we should meet up and like start discussing some ideas together. You know. And it's been like the last few years been like a roller coaster, in a good way as well. Like, I have to admit, like the bad things also in my family have gotten us really like closer together. It's been that's when like it's always kind of like not cheesy, but like suffering is a part of growth, you know. And at one point you start realizing we really need it. Well, we don't want it.
No,
we resist it and we try to avoid it. So every time we get close to anything that involves suffering, we try to escape it. So that's also a bit more about my depression as I grew up and on a younger age. I was really avoiding it, either with computer gaming. On a later age, I got into alcohol, drugs, always in different phases. It would always be the one or the other. I always felt like I got out of it, and then something later would happen that would trigger something again, basically. And basically for me, like the first time that I got out of it, I used like sports, fitness, exercise. I was a really insecure kid.
Because that also, because you are looking at him, he's looking super fit and slim right now, but that hasn't been always.
No, I haven't been fat. Well, I don't want to say fat. I'm sorry, but I haven't been like big or overweight my entire life. But I did have like a period that I was like overeating and stuff like that. I stopped working out, and I had like a kind of unhealthy relationship with one of my former girlfriends. Who was still like a darling, to be honest. There's nothing wrong I have to say about her, but we both just got into a unhealthy pattern together. You know, like with drinking quite a lot, eating, staying up until 3 or 4, eating all kinds of crap. And when you come back from drinking, you always want to eat, obviously. And I stopped working out because I had like a shoulder injury, and I gained quite a lot of weight. And it was actually my mom who told me, Nick, you have realized you've become quite big, right? And I was like, really? Okay. I looked in the mirror and then I realized, I'm like, oh shit, like I gotta maybe do something about this. So before that, I already been working out, but this time I got really obsessed with wanting to lose weight. So I tried all these programs and stuff like that, and was buying like all these Get Fit in 30 days, and like doing this.
It's a scam. It's a scam.
Exactly. Like a million. Like ab exercises, like 500 repetitions a day. Like there's no point in that, you know. And like burning local belly fat is a myth. It's like a 90s stealth cell commercial that makes people think that's true. So I was really frustrated because I didn't lose from about 118 kilos until 108. About 10 kilos I lost with these types of programs, but then I was kind of stuck. You
Yeah.
know, then it just didn't work anymore. So I decided to start doing my own like research. Started looking into. Honestly, I always hated school,
Mhm.
even though. Yeah,
It's just a system, like
yeah,
school system,
exactly.
right? Not
It's a
knowledge,
structure.
but
No, it's the thing that I don't believe that that's also something I really want to share is that nobody is dumb or stupid. It's not true. Like it's like what Einstein said: don't judge a fish by its ability to climb a tree.
Yeah, true.
So, but I did always like really resist going to school because, yeah, I didn't feel normal at that point, and also the way that things were being taught, I just didn't like it.
Yeah.
And also like when you, um, yeah, like get bad grades at math or whatever, and then people tell you you're dumb.
Yeah.
Yeah, it just doesn't make sense.
No.
I was lucky. My dad kind of motivated me in this though. He always told me like, you're a smart kid. Like, don't worry about it. And I did study quite a lot, but I did realize very soon that the school system doesn't work.
Yeah.
I have to educate myself,
Yeah.
not in the sense that purely focusing on my own thing, but just looking for things that I find interesting myself and finding my own way to structure learning stuff. And then I realized when I do it like that, it's a lot easier, and I just actually remember what I want to
Yeah.
learn. And that's what happened with the nutrition and the fitness thing. I realized like, okay, I'm gonna have to do this myself.
Yeah.
And it was so interesting because when I got into it, like people started telling me at the beginning, like, hey Nick, you're starting to look better. And like these few compliments, they did so much for me.
Yeah,
You know,
nice.
they
Yeah.
made me so energized, and they also started setting me in the right path, basically. And also because as I started losing more and more weight, I started feeling more and more happy and was getting more and more compliments.
Yeah.
I wasn't doing it for that per se, even
But
though I
it
was still
it's
in
still
this,
out.
yeah.
Yeah.
And I have to admit, like
Yeah.
it felt so good,
Yeah.
and also people started asking, how did you do it?
Yeah.
You know. And then I got really passionate about. I realized like how much fun is it? Like
Yeah.
before, I tried to doing the teacher's education. I tried doing psychology, and I always wanted to teach people something, but I didn't know how. And then I realized like, wow, I can really just tell people what I've been doing.
Yeah.
Like for some people it works, for some people it doesn't.
Yeah.
But I've seen it work for some people, and then you get like appreciation from like, hey man, I just got that
Yeah.
tip from
Yeah.
you. It's amazing. Like
Yeah.
I have had read this 10 times over,
Mhm.
but now I hear it from you with just a different type of
Yeah.
sentence,
Yeah.
and now it clicks.
Yeah.
And that was really really amazing, man. So that's kind of how the path to where I am today kind of started. So when I started doing that, in the same time I was doing an internship. I was studying management, and I specialized in real estate management. I had already lost my weight, but I was working as a real estate agent in the Caribbean for a bit. It was through my internship actually. And I came back and I realized I don't want to continue in real estate, like the financial world. I started resisting to
Yeah.
it. You know, it was like not my thing anymore. A bit too much. I was
Yeah.
resisting it too much, to be honest. And I did realize like, hey, I'm gonna try to get an internship at a gym.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I had already lost some weight, so I
Yeah.
I didn't have any official degrees.
Yeah, but you know how to lose weight. And
Exactly.
Yeah.
So what I just did was
Self-taught.
exactly, and like something we also talked about this quite a lot, like getting out of your own comfort zone, like just trying things, make yourself feel a bit of discomfort and just see what happens.
Yeah.
So I saw that the gym was looking for gym teachers, so I said like, hey guys, I made this folder. I wrote everything down I knew about working out and about and especially the things that you don't learn in the standard educations in gym trainers. More like the things because of my
Extracurricular
passion.
activities.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So I said like, okay, I don't have any diplomas, but I can tell you I know quite a lot. I was not arrogant, but I wanted to show what I can do. And I also showed them a before and after picture. Like,
Yeah.
and that was like, so I put that on the desk of the manager.
Yeah.
The manager was looking at me, what are you doing? You know?
Yeah.
And the next day I was walking on the treadmill there, and she just walks to me and she's like, presses the stop button, and she says like, "You're hired."
Nice. Yeah.
I was like,
Yeah.
what?
Yeah.
So that's kind of weird. But before I was also like kind of scared talking to people. It was still like a big step. I would always feel like still embarrassed, and the insecure little boy I still was. It was still there, even though on the outside I felt better, but the inner child
Yeah.
stays. But at that gym, I really learned how to talk to people and to open up, and I was giving people advice, and it felt so much better than focusing on money and stuff like that. And it was so energizing, helping
Yeah.
people young and old, just with small tips. I wasn't like doing that much. Yeah, and in hindsight, it wasn't, how you say it, I can't claim I'm the best teacher or whatever, but it was so much fun,
Yeah,
and the
yeah.
appreciation you got from that. And then I realized, like, yeah, I think I want to keep doing this. So to fast forward, I started a company a couple of years ago called, well, to be honest, I created the idea, the Embrace Initiative, before Corona actually,
Yeah,
which is kind of
yeah,
funny coincidence. Like
Yeah.
we're not allowed to embrace anymore, but okay.
Yeah.
But it's fine. And yeah, I realized at the time as a gym trainer slash coach, I was not only helping people with nutrition, but I was also kind of their go-to person. Like if something was wrong, they would open up about a lot of deeper things. So I started looking into more like the psychology behind it, because I always had an interest in the human mind and how things work like that. And a few years before that, I learned to meditate. I did it on and off. I did realize how much benefit it gave me when I did it, but I didn't do it consistently enough. In the periods I did it, I made enormous progress on all levels, but still, life just comes along, and then you just forget about it again. And it's the same thing with grounding and all these other things. They're so easy routines to do, but also so easy to not do and to forget.
Yeah, it's funny. It also makes me remember, like, there's also like a saying, I think, about a monk. I don't know if it was Buddha or somebody else, but they say if you don't have time to meditate for 20 minutes, you should meditate for an hour. So
exactly.
that just comes down to prioritizing, and just also like putting yourself first. You know what is good for your own health, but we also have to do it, and that's something we haven't been taught, I think.
No.
Or not enough, because a lot of times we don't put ourselves first.
Exactly.
Because sometimes we want to help other people. You are like the go-to guy in the gym, so everybody comes to you. But when we look at it, when we take care of ourselves, then we can also take care better
Exactly.
about others. And I'm also not practicing what I preach all the time, so I know that, and that's also like,
it's the hardest.
It's
but
the
it's
hardest,
also
yeah.
like practicing what you preach. It's a lot harder than you expect.
Yeah.
Like so
Yeah.
many people don't follow their own advice. It's always a lot better to focus on others than focus on yourself.
Yeah.
That's also one of the principles I love to teach. A friend told me about this because he was always seeing me help others and focusing on my parents and focusing on everybody else except me.
Yeah.
I thought I was doing well, but it was also still a facade. Like I thought I'd already, when I just had the time to really think about myself, there was not that much self-love and self-care. Okay, I might started looking, my physique started to become better and better on the outside, but it was still a mask, like because then, and that's the thing, what you also, what we talked about earlier, is that life always comes in ups and downs, like you can feel like you're doing well, and then something hits you right in the face, and you are actually, which can trigger anxiety, depression. It can really set you back, so to speak. But then when you get over it, you do realize it was a lesson.
Exactly. Yeah. And the more times you realize it, the more you start to believe that the depression is not forever. So, but also just like feeling good is also not forever. But the thing is, that I get back from people and what I've experienced myself is at the point when they are in a depression, they can just see past the depression, so they believe it's there forever, and that's also why they say like depression is a liar. They it tells you that this is the only reality and it's there to stay, but that's not true.
Yeah.
And also when you have depression, you most of the times people fall back into depression in and out a couple of times, and every time they learn something.
Exactly.
Of course, so you build up resilience and you know
Yeah.
how to get out of it, and finally that will
You bounce back.
bounce
faster.
back. You bounce back faster. Yeah.
Yeah,
Not
and-
saying you will never feel the same
No,
emotions, but
no. And
you
it's
won't get stuck in it.
exactly like it gives you, and that's the thing with, because of what I said, like for nutrition and even though it's really important what you put in your body, like, and balance and stuff like that, but nutrition, like at one point nutrition and fitness was enough, then I fell back into another depression because something worse happened. And then meditation wasn't enough anymore, and every time I figured that I would, well, not necessarily experience something worse, because it's always relative. If you can, like depression, that's a thing. You can't. Some people are afraid to talk about depression because they're like, and that's also what I had. I was like, I have actually everything I want right now.
Yeah.
I'm not allowed to be depressed.
Yeah, exactly
you know?
that. Right. Yeah.
And
yeah,
that's so sad. Actually, it's a feeling.
Yeah, exactly, and that's not the case per se, because you still can be grateful for what you have and still feel depressed.
Yeah.
And sometimes, at least also in my case, it was just making it worse, because I thought I wasn't allowed to feel that way because I thought I had everything. I had my health, I had my family, everybody in my family was healthy, my mom was still alive, I had a roof over my head, I had good food. So why should I be depressed? And still I was, and that actually made it worse.
Exactly.
So for me, maybe it also goes for you. When I started to accept that I just felt that way, that was also like a turning point to get better.
Exactly, and that's when you, that's the embrace.
Yeah, it's a
that's why
lovely
I'm saying,
initiative. Yeah,
As like
Yeah.
for me, it's so much power to. I just learned to embrace it, and that's the first step. Like when you accept your own like sense of desperation, because that's actually what it is. Like when you're like so depressed, you are so desperate because you want to get rid of this feeling, but you don't know how.
yeah,
But in the end, I realized I
Yeah.
developed a method with also breath work, meditation, grounding, all kinds of tools,
yeah,
and all of them. You don't have to do all of them,
No.
but like one of the key habits
Yeah.
from the key habits theory, they can cause a domino effect.
Yeah.
But it's just really important to love yourself just enough to try them,
Yeah.
and to. It can be really frustrating because it doesn't work in the beginning, or not as fast as you want to, and you
Mhm.
want to get out of it. But just because this works for somebody doesn't mean it works for somebody else.
True, yeah.
So that's also with these types
Yeah.
of programs.
Yeah.
One of your best friends can be depressed and get out of it,
yeah,
and you're really excited to try it, and in
Yeah.
the end it doesn't really work for you,
Yeah.
and it can get you even more
Yeah.
down.
Yeah.
But in the end, you find you really have to find your own
Yeah.
way, and like just learn that as soon as you found that way, that's when the hope stays. If I get depressed now, I have to admit, it goes away quite quickly.
yeah,
Because
yeah.
like
That's
even-
nice.
Yeah,
That's
like
that's
you
good.
bounce back
Yeah,
faster and
yeah.
faster, and to the point that when you're in depression, I can sometimes laugh with myself.
Yeah.
Like when I feel like, oh my god, all these things are like everything is happening too fast. How
Yeah.
I'm gonna do everything at
Yeah.
once, and my anxiety and my
Yeah.
escapism. I
Yeah.
don't want to turn to alcohol or drugs anymore,
Yeah.
but I do want to escape from it. And then I just realized, look, Nick, just take a deep breath,
Yeah.
relax, get back to yourself. Whatever happens, you'll get there,
Yeah.
or not. It's also fine.
Yeah,
You know?
that's self-love, self-acceptance,
exactly.
embracing yourself. Exactly. Yeah.
And something that I wrote down after a meditation. I wrote it down today
Oh,
for
nice.
this podcast.
Yeah.
Is something that stayed with me. Is I am enough.
Absolutely.
When I realized the power of that, like you always want to prove yourself to others, and
Yeah.
also with us, we're like now we're coaches, so sometimes we forget that we can also have our moments
Yeah.
of heights and lows, and you always want to prove yourself to show that you're excited and passionate about it, but you're also sometimes afraid to show your weakness, your vulnerability, because you have an example role, I guess, and you don't want people to think like, you know what I'm exactly what I'm talking about, you know?
Yeah.
And then you try to create this facade again over and over, and I still do it every now and then, and when I'm aware of it, I'm like, I don't even have to do this. And
that's why I'm so glad you are on the podcast and you're just doing it and just just here. I really appreciate it, man.
Yeah,
so,
I appreciate it too, man. And it's, we could, to be honest, we could always put a camera and just talk.
Exactly,
and we can talk for hours, man.
We could record like everything, every single conversation could turn into a podcast. So,
that's kind of funny.
No corona, by the way, but just let me. Great. Luckily it's still rolling because that's all live, all raw. It's just how it goes.
Yeah.
Yeah, man.
Yeah. So
I just swallow
like,
my own.
and then like, to be honest, I'm now at this point that I'm not struggling at all, but I have to admit some things are happening really fast. I've had this plan for a long time with the Embrace initiative, or the Embrace approach is how I call the method, which is not different from any other method that can help. Maybe it helps, maybe it works for some people, maybe it doesn't. But in the end, I did realize I want to do this. I'm also like still teaching people from my old stock trader days and crypto trader days, because it's now a hype.
Yeah.
I have still a lot of pressure from all these guys asking me questions like.
It's also like the helper syndrome.
The helper syndrome. So now I'm like, lately I've realized like, dude, at the moment I'm single, and it feels like I have 3 full-time jobs.
Yeah.
Like Embrace, the trading thing. I'm sitting behind my computer studying 14 hours a day.
Yeah.
I'm just doing everything for everybody else. I started losing my hair again from the stress, and I was like realizing like, this is not self-love, and like this is not getting your own cup overflowing first.
No,
this is
exactly.
the opposite.
Yeah.
This is like trying to help everybody else, like pull the energy back to yourself again. And as soon as you realize same thing with nutrition, it's always easy to, whether it's nutrition or anything else, like the easy choices are often short-term satisfaction, even if it's food or whatever. The harder choices, the more disciplined choices, they are harder to do, obviously, and they won't pay off right away. So it's really hard to find a pattern that you can stick to. But if you've realized the potential of already been there once, you know it's easier to achieve again.
You know you can achieve it. So
exactly. And that's also.
And that's also like breaking that limiting beliefs. Once it's broken, once the limiting belief is broken, it also can never really fit back together. So once you learn it's possible, you know a lot is possible.
Yeah, true. And still, like there was this, I had this really cool talk with Kiki, I told you about. And there was this trauma psychologist who had 25 years of experience in her field, and she and like her short story was that, I won't name any names, but her trauma was because somebody, her business partner, tried to kill her. So, and the thing is, she became a trauma psychologist because of that. She literally almost died, and but after 25 years of working with helping people through trauma, she got back into a depression, and that was really scary for her because she thought she had it managed. You know, and then she realized like, oh shit, something is happening, and I don't know how to deal with it.
Do you know if something happened in particular or not? Which of course something triggered it. But
the trigger was more like, I think it was just too much of everything. You know, like this. I was imagined that like stress, physical stress, and but also nutrition can also be stress. Good nutrition can help you. Bad nutrition will deplete you from your energy.
So every processed food, don't eat it.
Well you can.
Or not eat, but. It shouldn't be like your main diet.
No, it's something that I can't stress enough. It's so important. even though, and also like we've seen, like even the way supermarkets are set up,
Yeah.
everything is based on nutrition being a reward system, like
Yeah.
a short term, indulge yourself,
Yeah.
like the
Instant gratification.
instant
Everything is
gratif-
instant gratification. Actually,
You
basically,
don't even
quick
have to
reward.
prepare it
Yeah.
anymore.
No,
It's
no,
created, and
Yeah.
like with microwave foods, less
less
the-
nutrition. Yeah.
less nutrients indeed.
Yeah, yeah,
And as soon as you learn to like realize, like even though okay you're not eating this food for to reward yourself,
yeah,
but you're eating it because you know I will feel better.
yeah.
Like I will feel a lot better if
Yeah.
I eat this. So
Also
biological.
biological food, because the other day I was at Nick's place,
Yeah.
and we just ate like a cucumber with hummus,
Yeah.
and but it was biological, and it really tasted so sweet,
Yeah. It's
so
strange,
pure,
right?
and yeah, you really can taste the difference.
Yeah.
And it's also self-love, by the way. If you,
exactly.
yeah,
And
yeah,
even also the preparing, like in
Yeah.
the moment, because like last half year I paused the Embrace initiative a bit.
Yeah.
I had everything ready to go, and Tommy was also telling me like, dude, you have to continue this. But yeah, on the other hand, I had other friends, dude, you have to help us with
Yeah,
learning how to trade crypto and stuff like
yeah,
that. But I realized I was diverging from my path again.
Yeah.
But what actually happened because of that, I didn't have the time anymore. I didn't make the time anymore to prepare decent meals for myself.
yeah,
And so I was eating a lot of like oven meals, like ready-made,
Yeah.
and even like a lot of them were like plant-based
Yeah.
and stuff like that.
but still, it could have been worse.
Yeah,
You could have made worse choices.
Of
So you
course.
made the best choices you could at the time.
Yeah, kind of. I also made some.
Yeah.
But also that like learn to forgive yourself for that
Yeah.
as well. And the thing is, you just want to recognize and don't stay in it.
Yeah.
And hang. And
Yeah. Yeah.
Like it's like the thing is sometimes you start feeling really guilty for
Yeah.
making a bad choice again, and that's
Yeah.
also like
But-
yeah, you know what I mean.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
it's the-
And when you put guilt on top of it, that's just making it worse.
exactly
Yeah.
you're creating this negative
Yeah.
energy around yourself, and this and that's not what you want to do.
No.
Like
And also sometimes you do something for a moment, and then we keep that thought in our heads that it was not good, and we feel guilty about it. And what happens as a result is we just hold on to that negative emotion, that negative energy, while the moment has already passed.
exactly
It's just
exactly
yeah,
that's
yeah,
the thing,
yeah.
and that's what I love about the entire idea of the power of now.
Yeah.
You know, from Eckhart Tolle,
Yeah.
or you're a Tao life coach, so I really love the idea of flow state, being
Yeah,
in the
wow,
now.
yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
like once you, I also implemented into the Embrace approach,
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
learning to, like, as we talked before, anxiety is, well, depression is like a, like a feeling you get based on patterns from the past,
True.
and the anxiety is like a projection of patterns into the future,
True.
feeling like you're not enough or
Yeah.
whatever.
Yeah.
And instead of that, just like forgive yourself for everything for all the pressure you have, and don't stop thinking that you have to achieve
Yeah.
this or this. You're always enough,
Yeah.
even if you don't always
Yeah.
like feel it. Just forgive yourself and just do what you can do, and just go from there.
True. Yeah. I think
Yeah.
if you wanna, for at least for the people listening, if you can take away just one thing, is knowing that you are enough,
Yeah,
and that is enough. So
yeah,
actually, so
it's true. Yeah, and it's so powerful. Like when
yeah,
they-
simple but powerful.
Yeah.
But most
Yeah.
powerful things are simple.
Exactly, and but the thing is, like, probably for people listening or feeling like they're down, and it's always easier said than done.
Mm.
You know, like you can say, yeah, okay, but it's not working for me.
Yeah.
You know, and that's the thing, and that's also something. That's why we also say, like, trust the process.
Yeah.
Trust. It's not gonna happen from today and tomorrow, because this instant gratification society that
Yeah.
we're living in,
That-
you really get brainwashed
Yeah.
that you will turn in, like, for example, with these crypto friends of mine.
You
I'm
take-
teaching them like my method that I used for a long time. I know it works, but I also had this very real strange relation with money, because even though I know it worked, it disgusted me
Yeah.
to know that I was
Same here.
making with a couple of clicks making the same that I used to make in a month, you know.
Yeah.
And that feels like very, I don't want, that's not to say arrogant, or I don't want to be bragging about it, because that's not the, but I did realize, like, yeah, the dopamine is
Yeah, yeah.
such a big trigger
Yeah.
for this. But the problem is, it's not just this. Everybody gets brainwashed
Yeah.
that instant gratification is the way to go.
Yeah, that's the main business model.
Yeah, exactly.
Based
Everybody
on-
wants results
Yeah.
right now. Like even now, I got my phone's
Yeah.
red hot from, hey, what should I do now
Yeah.
to have this result tomorrow?
Yeah.
I have this really cool guy. I'm like training a bit every now and then, and he has. I know him from childhood. I used to work for his parents, and he has a learning disability, and he's amazing. He's the purest guy you will ever meet, you
Mm.
know. But I always have to hammer, like, because of course from time to time he's unhappy, because even though he's pure, but the instant gratification
Yeah.
part is getting to him, and he always hears about results tomorrow. So he's always asking me, like, so what do I have to do now
Yeah.
to have, and he tells me a timestamp, like, I want
Yeah.
this date, I want to have this in this body, and he sends me a picture, and like, this is how I want to look down
Yeah.
now and then.
Yeah.
And it's like you get brainwashed by these stories, because
Man.
it's crazy, and that's not how it works.
No.
And as soon as, that's also for me,
Yeah.
the moment I let that go,
Mm.
and I just like, okay, I'm just gonna do my thing, and I'm just gonna follow my good key habits, and I'll see whenever the results come. And as soon as you stop being result oriented,
True.
and you start focusing on the now again,
Yeah.
on the path, and just realize that every little bit helps.
Yeah.
Every little small
Yeah.
thing helps.
Yeah.
And in the beginning, of course, you won't see the results right away.
No.
But
But when you see the results, it makes it that much better.
exactly,
Yeah, because
exactly.
you have to fall in love with the process. And,
Exactly.
Yeah.
And same thing with, like, for example, if you're losing weight, super simple. I say to all my clients, because they use the scale often,
Yeah.
and that's
I
not,
never do.
no, because
Yeah.
it's like salt intake, and like how much water retention you have,
Exactly.
stuff like that.
More.
Or you will lose some fat and you will gain some muscle mass,
Yeah.
which is
It's also body recomposition. It's also the
Exactly,
part. Sometimes
exactly.
you won't lose weight,
No.
but you will start to look
Yeah.
a lot fitter, and you will start to feel a lot fitter.
yeah, and
That should be on. That they should make a scale based on that.
Yeah.
So like how you felt.
Yeah.
Or your
and
feelings.
and like a trick you could sometimes do is to say, like, take a picture.
Yeah.
First
That-
thing,
that
take a
helps, yeah.
picture. And the thing is also with picture taking in the fitness industry, what they will often do is
Yeah.
they switch around the before and after picture.
Ah, yeah.
So
Yeah.
and also lighting is a
Yeah.
big thing. It's like you can
Absolutely. Wow. Lighting
This
can
is
make
crazy.
a lot of difference.
just you can look kind of okay in fitness terms.
Yeah.
And on a different picture, same day,
Yeah.
different lighting or just a different angle, literally just moving
Yeah.
from this to this, and you will look a lot more shredded.
True. Yeah.
And there's so many of these types of tricks that people get used to, but
Yeah.
like take the same type of picture every day for like a month or 2 months or 3 months, and because you won't notice the difference every day you look in the mirror, because you
Mm.
see yourself changing so gradually, you won't notice it. But then take that picture from the first day and
Yeah.
compare it to day 60,
True.
and you'll be like, what? Wow.
Exactly.
Like,
Yeah.
and the
And
thing is, sometimes you have people that can tell you, like, hey dude,
Yeah, yeah,
like, give you like a pat on the shoulder down, but if you don't have that, which I can imagine is the case
Yeah.
for some people, it's this is a great self motivation, intrinsic
Yeah.
motivation, basically.
Yeah.
And that will, and it's also like the same thing. It's same with Afro Encrypted. Going back to the charts, basically what
Yeah.
we talk about, it
Yeah.
all comes in waves,
Yeah.
like repression, happiness, but also the process of getting where you want, whether it's a better body or happiness, or
Mm.
even though happiness is a state of mind, of course.
Yeah.
But like if you wanna, don't expect it to go like this or like
Linear
this.
or no.
Expect it to go like
Yeah.
this,
Yeah.
ups and downs, and on the moments that you think you got it down, life will throw something in
Yeah.
your face and then make you
Test
realize,
you
oh
also, yeah.
shit, yeah.
Yeah. Thanks, man.
Yeah.
Yeah. Also something that I took out of it, like the before and after pictures. Um, yeah, you can also take a picture just in your mind from where you started or where you are coming from. Um, and also sometimes also have a picture in in your mind where you want to go to, just to give you a little bit of direction. And when I look at our lives and the people I've spoken to who are a little bit further in their path and working their ikigai and working their life's mission and who have gotten out of depression, sometimes we talk about about where we came from, and then when you think back how bad we felt at our lowest times,
Yeah.
you know, and how far we have come, you know, and like sometimes you're
Exactly.
climbing a mountain
Yeah.
and you forget to look back. So I
Exactly.
know for sure everybody listening, everybody is dealing with their own struggles, and you are still here.
That's exactly what I wanted to say, man.
Absolutely, because
Like,
we are
be proud that you're still here.
true.
Because
Yeah.
and that's also because when you said further in their mission, um, it's true from one sense, but it's the same thing we told about with high and low
Yeah.
frequency.
Yeah.
Don't like just because don't measure yourself to somebody else, because
No.
even though like this role model of you can be there and there, it's like this. Just because he's there in a measurable sense,
Yeah.
so further, maybe when it comes down to it, in a
Yeah.
totally different
Yeah.
sense, you can teach this person something.
Absolutely.
One moment in your life you realize that everybody is at the same, just as far, but just in different
Yeah.
perspectives.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
you can learn from old, you can learn from young, you can learn from people with a high education. I learn most people with that are
Lesser
yeah,
education,
exactly.
yeah,
there,
yeah.
there's no
Yeah.
difference. I don't
No,
believe
true.
in
No.
I don't believe in this anymore.
yeah.
Like especially when you start like coaching people that believe that they're dumb, and then literally they say that they're dumb or
Yeah.
stupid.
Yeah.
It's just this
Yeah.
this because every time in school, like they believe that they're dumb, so their brain also
Yeah.
doesn't want to learn anymore
No.
because they got an aversion to learning. They're like, no, like
Blockage.
as soon as somebody tries to teach them, bloop.
Yeah.
Even though it just depends on what are you teaching or what do
Yeah.
you want to learn and
Yeah.
what is your passion and
Yeah.
what are your talents, and like focus on that, and
Yeah.
don't worry if you're not good at something.
You only have to be good at one thing.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
It is kind of hard to find out what that is.
Yeah.
It's not easy. It's this video Start with the Why from
Yeah.
Simon Sinek.
Yeah.
I actually sent it to one of my friends, newer friends today.
Yeah.
I said like one of the best things I learned about my education during entrepreneurship was if you want to look at one video, look at that one.
Yeah.
It's why great leaders inspire to action. Start with the Why on
Yeah.
Simon Sinek. About 11 years old.
Yeah, it's an old video.
Yeah.
I've seen it was a long
And-
time ago.
And he explains it in a way that is so understandable because he's a marketeer. He looks at successful businesses and what are they doing different from everybody else.
Yeah.
And the funny thing is, I was watching this during my education
Yeah.
at school
Yeah.
from a crazy teacher
Yeah.
because
Yeah.
he was different than the rest.
Yeah. Crazy is good, but
yeah,
in most cases.
Yeah, exactly. Don't worry. Like people call you crazy,
Yeah.
no worries about
I'm
it.
not gonna spoil your title of your book, but yeah.
Don't.
It's coming.
Yeah.
It's coming. Yeah.
But yeah, the funny thing was because he was teaching Start with the Why.
Yeah.
Because you have this thing in business when you want to write your business plan, describe your what, your how, and your why.
Yeah.
Everybody starts with the what because that's the most clear. Then how I'm going to do it, why am I doing it, and that's the vaguest. And that's what we actually got taught in school at that time.
Wrong.
Funny thing is, this guy was telling us the exact opposite.
Yeah.
But this is how it works because the why is a feeling. The why is why. Why do I get up in the morning?
Yeah.
Why do I do what I do? Sometimes your older, your feel brain, your primal brain, doesn't know. It does something for a feeling. It's the same thing why you have two products, as Simon Sinek says. Yeah, I'm gonna choose this one. I don't know why, it just feels better.
Yeah.
Nobody can explain that, but it's the same thing with your own feeling and your passion. Like as soon as you realize why do I what am I enjoying? Okay, it's a what question, but
Yeah, but still.
like figure out your why. Like
Yeah.
why what is my Why
yeah.
would I get up? Why would I get up?
Yeah,
Basically.
yeah, because like exactly like the why question, what it also really triggers is your emotion and your feeling.
Exactly.
So
And
that's
that's
what,
the strongest drive.
yeah,
Like
yeah.
you can look at
It's energy in motion, they say.
exactly,
Yeah? Emotion.
exactly.
Yeah.
And that's also the thing I learned. The reason why I got into realizing I should do something with my passion and not with
Yeah.
money, because money is what.
Yeah.
Money is a result.
Yeah.
You know, money is what you get after you do something.
Mhm.
If you start focusing on it, you start focusing on a dopamine hit.
Yeah.
So of course you will look at your bank account and be like, okay, but it's still temporary satisfaction.
Yeah.
And what will happen then is once you start earning money, is what you see with all these celebrities, they start making money and they
Yeah.
try to buy their happiness.
Yeah.
It's not working.
No, no, and like depression also does not discriminate. If you have a lot of money on the bank, you can still get it. And on the other hand, somebody with no money, like there was a family in Indonesia when we traveled there. They only had each other. They had a kid. We saw them. We sat on the same bus, and they were absolutely happy, pure happiness. And sometimes it even like it helps a lot to have a lot less.
Exactly, exactly. Because you go automatically
Yeah.
have to go more to the simple things.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
know, you're less distracted by
Yeah,
all this
yeah.
this flair and this
Yeah.
instant gratification. And yeah, as soon as you realize how it's of course like you also know about this that it feels good to help other people.
Yeah,
No, it just feels good, and it's not a bad thing to start there and just start exploring.
yeah,
But just keep in mind that in the end, it's all about helping yourself first,
Yeah.
not in an arrogant way, not in an egocentric way.
but also because it's a necessity. If you really want to give your
Exactly.
all and you really want to help other people the best you can, you have to be the best version of yourself. You are.
Exactly.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
But it's so funny because we have like his project could be my project. So the Press to Success could be embraced for a lot of parts. Not of course it's still a different product, but
Doesn't
we
matter.
we
It's
have
the same vision.
yeah, we
It
same
doesn't-
vision. Yeah,
doesn't
yeah, yeah.
I don't care. I just want to
Yeah.
help. You just want to help.
Exactly.
I will
Yeah.
redirect everybody.
And
to
I will
you.
redirect to you. So
Exactly.
as long as it will help the people listening.
Exactly.
And also what we mentioned, because we are trying to make the world a better place, also for the next generation, but also for ourselves. And when you have that mission and you have that vision, everybody is family basically.
Exactly.
So
But there's no more
that's nice.
competition.
There's no competition. It's only cooperation.
Exactly, because
Yeah.
that's I sometimes talk about this when you talk about the moon race.
Yeah.
Simon Sinek, if you
Yeah.
ever watch the video,
Yeah.
he will talk about the race of flight, the brothers White.
Oh yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So watch
Yeah.
that; it's really
Yeah.
cool. The same thing happened with the space race. Like all these countries were competing
Yeah.
against each other, wasting valuable resources,
Yeah.
competing the best
I
minds
know.
to each other.
Yeah.
And the thing, like the other day, man, I was like, oh my god, it's happening again because now Tesla and Amazon are competing.
Oh yeah.
Tesla won the budget from the government
Yeah.
or like Tesla, SpaceX from Elon
Yeah.
Musk,
Yeah.
and it won the budget. And instead of Amazon being like, okay, let's combine our forces and let us share resources, they filed a complaint, and now SpaceX has to wait with certain projects because
Yeah.
there's another competition. I'm like,
Yeah.
guys, history is
That's-
repeating itself again. Start working together.
Yeah.
You have the same goal. You want to
Ah.
achieve the same thing.
True.
Why do you care? How do you get there? Just make
Yeah.
sure you get there as efficient as possible. Stop
Yeah.
wasting all these valuable resources.
Yeah.
Like imagine how many literal billions they're spending just to do this. And what else could we do with that?
Exactly that, because for them money isn't an object and they don't think about money. But when you look at like what you really can do with the money and how many other people you can help with it, then it's a shame.
Yeah, and that's a strange thing because money is not an object, but in
For
the
them,
end, it
it's
wasn't.
not.
It was about the money. That's, you know, I think that's. Do you know what I mean? It's because that's what I really love about Elon Musk.
Mm.
I don't want to promote him too much. I want to stay neutral, but
Yeah.
I do think he's a really cool guy.
I can beep it out.
Yeah.
I
Okay.
want to talk about beep. And
Yeah, but like like in this interview, he said like, I and that's what I believe is the key to every successful business, and what a lot of businesses are lacking is trust and loyalty.
Yeah.
It's
wow,
too
yeah.
easy to talk about. It's too easy to break trust to get a little bit of extra temporary money,
Mm.
like based on a contract. see it happening everywhere. Elon Musk says, I trust the people, I make a good product, I believe in what I do,
Yeah.
and then I trust that the people
Yeah.
will believe in me.
Yeah.
And that's what Simon Sinek says. If you, and he refers to Martin Luther King, I believe.
Yeah.
He doesn't say I have a plan, he says I
believe. Yeah.
You attract people
Yeah.
with the same type of vision.
Yeah, and it's also an affirmation. If you say I believe, everything that follows will get registered in your DNA in every single cell. If you say I believe I can achieve, I will believe I will make success. It's just a matter of time, or actually maybe not even. It's already there in the moment you say it.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And it's also the reason why you would continue.
Yeah.
Why?
Yeah. Exactly. Exactly
Yeah.
that. Also, because, yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly that. Yeah.
Yeah, it's like
especially in the moments when
it gets hard.
when it gets hard, you
Yeah.
really need your why, or else you,
Exactly.
yeah.
If you're just doing it for the money, you won't
No.
you won't get there, man.
No.
It's like I keep getting
It's
this.
the illusion.
Exactly. It gets how you say it, pushed in my face.
Yeah.
I told you about this also with some personal things that really broke my heart at some point. People choosing money over friends, stuff like that.
But that's also a gift, and
yeah,
when you look at it, 'cause
yeah, it's fine. It's a big lesson.
Yeah.
But
it hurts a lot. Don't get me wrong,
of
but
course.
it's also like I see it as the
This is
universe
exactly.
liking
exactly
getting extra baggage off of you, so you can
yeah, and
do
it
your
also,
life's work. And your
exactly. I thought it was, it actually freed me
Yeah,
quite a lot.
yeah, that's what I mean.
Because it made me realize even more like I really don't care
Yeah.
about if I get paid or not.
Yeah.
You know, and that's why I love about helping people for free.
Yeah, yeah,
Like why not? And like
Exactly.
if people appreciate you,
Yeah.
they will.
true. Yeah,
Yeah. You know?
absolutely. And there's always a way to help
Of
people for
course.
free,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
the universe will always find a way to repay you.
Exactly.
well.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And it's for me, I have to admit, just a pitfall about this. I got, even though I knew how to make money, I also had like the period where I didn't have any money at all
Mm.
because I was helping people and giving and not, how you say it?
Asking for it? Or
Yeah, not asking for it, but allowing myself my own self-worth.
Yeah,
I was
yeah.
always giving away, and then I was giving too much away.
Yeah.
And it's also part of self-love. It's okay to ask.
Yeah, yeah,
to-
yeah,
to-
yeah,
to-
yeah,
to-
absolutely.
Yeah, like
yeah,
it's
yeah,
don't worry about.
Yeah.
It's also like the mindset behind it.
Yeah.
You know. So in the end, I feel we could really go to donation-based
Yeah, exactly,
system,
Yeah.
but before we get there, some
Yeah.
things will have to happen.
Yeah.
But it's really funny how this balance works.
Yeah.
Like the more you give,
The more you receive.
the
as
more
well,
you
yeah,
receive,
yeah.
as long as you protect your own energy.
Yeah.
And that's really important. Don't
True.
give too much of yourself.
Yeah.
If you keep giving and giving and giving, people will take it
Yeah.
for granted.
Yeah.
And every empath, every helper
True.
knows this. And you will get taken advantage of.
Yeah.
And it's not, in the end, it's not because people want to take advantage of
No.
you. It's not because, it's more like it's a pattern and people get used to patterns and then they stop forgetting about the appreciation, you
Yeah.
know. So that's why you sometimes hear about like these people, oh, they're taking advantage, but they don't even know that they're doing it, you know.
Mm.
It's just
No, no, no.
Yeah.
They're not conscious of it.
exactly
You're not willingly making you feel that way or something.
no exactly
Yeah.
s- no exactly this some people will it will trigger sometimes like this envy or this
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah, yeah.
not maybe wrong word, but this friction between people.
Yeah.
And sometimes you also realize, yeah, maybe I was just giving too much of myself. So protect your own energy,
Yeah.
get your own cup overflowing first,
True.
and then see what happens. And yeah,
One thing I've learned is that the universe will throw it in your face as many times as it needs to make
Yeah.
you realize that lesson. So you better learn fast, or you will have to deal with the
you will learn
with the
eventually.
universe. Yeah.
Yeah, and maybe and often, as you said, like sometimes you feel like you've learned,
Yeah.
and then you
Probably
something
not
else
everything.
happens.
Yeah.
And yeah, and then the cool thing
Yeah,
about it
yeah.
is, as long you will become more confident in bouncing back.
You know you can. So yeah,
Exactly.
that's also
It might
starts
not
being
even
new belief.
feel like that at the moment, but
No.
eventually,
But we both never thought we would bounce back that fast as we can now.
No,
right?
it's
So
crazy.
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
it's
But
amazing.
it's possible. But what,
Yeah.
yeah, once you realize and once you have gone through and once you have experienced it, or maybe even once you heard these stories from people who have suffered from depression and like really heavy things like suicide, even people. So that's really tough. So I hope you can get a little bit extra light and a little bit of hope that it's possible. And I'm super grateful you are here.
Me too, man. Thank
Yeah,
you for
thanks you. But also there are also like lifelines. So like in the Netherlands, there's 113 or 113. Google it, find it, and find and get the help you need and deserve.
Yeah, man.
Um,
Getting
I'm thinking,
like this
yeah,
thing in my throat right now.
yeah,
yeah.
Well,
Yeah, just I think it's really good you're talking about this.
yeah.
Because it does something
I
to
feel
me.
my eyes balling up right
Yeah.
now. So
I
yeah,
felt like
yeah. But it's like that's why I'm so grateful for you right here. That you're still here.
thank you, man.
No, it's just the way it is, and I'm super grateful that I went through the shit that I've had to go through to learn, and yeah, just that the universe brings us back where we are right now, and I'm
Exactly.
really hoping and praying almost every night that a lot of people that hear something. Wow, man. I'm gonna cry on the first time I'm gonna cry on a podcast,
Dude,
man.
man, show the
Is
vulnerability.
it? Whoa, yeah, I'm
It's
really
okay,
crying. Is
man.
it still? Let me see. It's still recording. Okay, it still is. But
Okay.
wow, man,
No,
it's intense. But that's also what you bring out in me, man.
Yeah,
Yeah.
man. Like for Corona,
Yeah.
I want to give you a hug, but I'm
Fuck it, man.
Yeah.
Fuck it. Thanks,
yeah,
man.
man.
So
And
yeah,
it's-
you'll see a lot of snot and.
No, but it's like don't
Try to
worry
keep it
about it,
clean.
right?
Yeah,
like,
no, but-
embrace it.
Yeah, exactly. Embrace it. So,
So-
embrace it.
yeah,
Embrace it. That's
Yeah.
that's just, I don't know if it's a spoiler, but
yeah.
that's
it's-
also like my deepest wish. You know that this message that we are sending out reaches the people who really need it right now.
Yeah,
You know.
man.
Wow, man! I never thought it would be this
No, but
intense again. So
but it's
Yeah.
because you feel the energy, man, and it's especially
and it's
because
real. You know, it's
Exactly.
real, as real as it gets.
Yeah, it's the same for me, man. That's why I
Yeah.
said I had a lump
Yeah,
in my
and
throat.
I think that is also
Yeah.
what like triggered this.
Yeah. And it's
Yeah.
it's more because like it's when you're at this point, it's so hard to imagine that this could happen. You're like,
Yeah.
okay, but you're there, but this could never happen to
Yeah.
me
Yeah.
because I feel like this right now and I can't get rid of it. And
Yeah.
all you want to do is try to get rid of this feeling, and all you see around you is success and
Yeah.
Instagram. Like, oh my god, I'm so happy. How many people are actually happy on Instagram? Come on, let's be
Yeah.
real.
Yeah.
So
I think the most people who are really happy are not on Instagram.
exactly. Like they don't need the validation.
No,
man.
exactly.
They don't need
Exactly.
the validation.
It's
from other
internal.
people.
I think happiness is internal. It's not
Exactly.
external, and that's like also like
Exactly.
that sums up a lot of things. I
Yeah,
think.
and it's like also to everybody listening, if you're going through something, I know it's hard. We know it's hard.
Yeah.
But it's just hang in there. What
Yeah.
Tom said about like if you need help, go for it. Don't be afraid to ask. Don't be afraid to show your vulnerability.
No, man.
And like realize that in every way showing vulnerability is a strength, and you will see this in the business perspective as well.
Yeah, true.
Like until now we got this very fake society also in
Yeah.
business.
Yeah.
Everybody's doing blah blah blah. We will see more and more real companies
Yeah.
evolving because the fake system is no longer working, man.
No.
We need companies in every aspect
Yeah.
of our life that are
we
showing
need, yeah.
showing our faults. That's the cool thing again. What I like about the entire Tesla thing. The guy makes mistakes and he doesn't care. He just laughs about
it's
it.
learning.
Exactly,
learning
it's
experience.
learning. Like he blows up a rocket costing hundreds of millions of dollars and he laughs about it.
Yeah.
Everybody's like, oh, but it's more like
Yeah.
because he knows like this is it. Don't be afraid to fail. Like
No.
you get taught in school that failing is bad. It's not.
No,
like
it's
like,
necessary.
it's
to
necessary.
go there. Like the obstacles are the road, you know, and fail
Exactly.
forward. You know, all those
Exactly.
great quotes,
Yeah.
and they are all true.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And it's this thing called the frustration barrier.
Oh yeah.
The barrier will always be there.
Yeah.
Like if you want to learn something new, you hit against it and hit against and hit against it. Eventually, either you climb through or you break through it.
Yeah.
Doesn't really matter.
No, or you face through it.
Exactly. It doesn't really.
Yeah.
But like the first time this happens, after a long time of being down, it's so releasing.
Yeah.
Like it's so powerful.
Yeah.
and this is something then you can then start to kind of hold on to.
Yeah.
And if you need help with that, just go for it.
Yeah.
Ask, and also don't be afraid if it doesn't click with somebody, because I've been to psychologists, guys.
Me too.
And I was this one psychologist was like, I was just telling them how much I hated school and how much I hated homework, and then I was first time I was pouring my heart out to the psychologist, and I wasn't looking her in the eye, and at the end 2 things she said: okay, I think you have a social disorder, and here is like a bunch of homework for you to do for next time. And I was like,
Wow.
like, have you been listening?
Yeah.
I was like, oh my god. So
Yeah.
same thing, if you look for help and it doesn't work right away,
No.
keep in mind this instant gratification system. You will get there. Just try again. Don't be afraid to fail. Get up and try. Like the song, dust yourself off and try
Yeah,
again.
man. Oh wow.
Man,
I wish I could use the soundtrack to put it over, but
Yeah. Oh
yeah.
shit, my phone is
Oh,
getting
okay.
really wet. 1 second.
it's all live, people, so all real.
Yeah.
I think we're also gonna wrap it up because
Yeah. Sure.
we have these conversations all the time. So if you wanna see us back together again, please let us know. Also, when you're listening on the podcast, maybe check out the YouTube video and leave it in the comments what you want to hear next. Also, I'm really curious on what you've learned. I'm thinking about that. I'm hoping that the audio is good enough, but still, I didn't want it to be an obstacle. I just wanted to get started. I really believe in Nick. I believe in Sander. I believe in Alvarito. I believe in Vera. Those are just a couple of people I am blessed
Amazing
with,
people, man.
to have met. Wow. It's the end, folks. But still, I also believe in you. I know you are here for a reason, even if it's just one person. I'm super grateful that you have listened, and I really hope that you have something. You have learned something. So let me know in the comments, or let us know in the comments what you have learned, or even if you're struggling with something or you want to hear some topic, you can also put that in the comment section. And
Definitely.
our intent is on growing and fading forward.
Exactly.
I think. So,
exactly. Failing forward and open to talk about anything if you want to.
True. You can reach out to you. I can put you in the description box, maybe where they can find you if you want.
I have to admit though, I'm not as active on social media right now because a lot of things happening, but I will be.
You will be there in the future.
More and more on this because I feel like this is the purpose. This is what we have to do. Like we talked about this many times, and I want to be there for everybody.
Yeah.
So, and I'll reach out if you have a question to me. I'm not answering.
You can send it to me, and I will send it.
He will, if he asks, he will call me right away, and I will. Yeah, we have a really good connection, so don't worry about that.
Cool, man.
Yeah.
Thanks, man. Another rock, and I'm gonna end it, man. Thanks, man. Thanks a lot for showing up.
Yeah, thanks.
Thanks everybody for listening. Thanks for being here, and I hope to see you in the next one. Thanks.
See you guys.
Oh man.